Hey, it's me, Susan. I'm at my propagation station. I thought I'd update you on some of the trays I've shown you before. So I have this tray, and it's from an echeveria I have in my front garden, and it was labelled dusty, though I don't think that's correct after I've done a little bit of research, which is a real bummer because now I have all these cute little babies and not a correct identification on them. Okay, so have a look at the colour that's coming out in them. A really nice soft pink blush. And the weird thing is the main plant out the front doesn't have that colouring. It's got a real sort of pale grey leaf. It's quite sizely, like it's just a big echeveria. Anywho, how good is that? Oh, I wanted to show you. I have just relayed this tray because normally when I start propagation, I will top and tail them like in this one, like alternating, like you would in a shoebox to save space. But now that these ones have progressed to this size and they've got roots, I've laid them out so all the heads are together so I can get my trusty recycled sauce bottle full of water and water them. And so what I do is I just drizzle down the center. This is difficult doing it with filming, but so you can see the principle behind it is not to saturate my leaves because I don't like wet manky leaves. Okay. Another tray is, you can probably hear my dogs running around, they're nut jobs. Frustrating, those two. Okay. Echeveria Golden Glow, and these are really sizely. Like, look at that, look how big it is. And that's got multiple heads. So the ones where the leaves have dropped off, which is quite a bounty I've got, I've just put in the corner here. So let's grab one. Oh, that's my dogs playing. I'm so sorry. So that one doesn't have roots. I'm not worried. They'll come. That's why I'm just sort of letting them sit there, do their thing for a little bit. Okay. Oh, and what I've been doing is, as the leaves fall off and I've got space, I've got other trays. So when I see some that are progressing, I slide them over. Oh, will you two dogs cut it out? Okay, there's my opalinas. They're getting big. Still a lot of juice left in these leaves. This is going to go on forever. And this one was something like an echeveria metal or something. I lost the tag. I think it started getting root rot. So I was just sort of tugging at the leaves and they just started popping off. Next thing I know, I've popped off nearly all of them. This is what remains. You can see I think it has rot there. So I've just put in the dry soil just to let it air out a bit in there and see what happens. But I think it's a goner. And speaking of dry soil, there is no water in there. I don't like wet manky leaves. That's why I don't mist. There's really no point because nothing's happening. This tray here, I stole some bottom leaves off a plant and I can't recall what it is, but anyway, they're starting to progress a bit. But what I really want to discuss is these. So I recently popped them off, these purple leaves. It's some sort of grap, and I'm a little bit confused as to what grap it is because I did refer to one in a different video as Purple Delight, and that's what it was labelled as. But since doing some research, it's nothing like, well, I don't think it's like a Purple Delight. Oh, hang on, look, wait, I'll show you which plant I'm talking about. So over here, this one. So I've had that for a few years, and that's what I'm sure it was labelled as. But the flowers that it gets are really wiry and skinny, and I don't think that's the right flower. I think this is a super bum. So I'd love people to help clarify me on that. Anyway, but this pot was in the same spot as this other pot, and it used to get eaten by caterpillars because there's such juicy leaves, right? And once I moved it over here, it just really flourished, and I just never had that problem again. So I'm really happy with that. Though I have another pot, we're going back, and that there, the same thing was happening, caterpillars, right? So when I started removing those leaves, I had some really, like the leaves were sort of just random and all over the place and looked really messy. So I decided to strip them all back and just let the plant just fill out in time. I did plant a few little baby violet queens, and that gives them a bit of space to, you know, do their offshoots because they're really good at doing that. And I think the colours match, and just to fill out the pot because I really didn't want to repot the plant. So yeah, all right. And lastly, I want to mention my 3 favourite tools. This is number 1, my tweezers, because I love pulling out all the dry leaves with them and really getting underneath the heads with that. Scissors, well, you know, they're just great for cutting off flowers and stuff. And this is what I used to clean out the rosettes. What a dag. All right, bye, I gotta go.